Welcome to the show today, baby. This your boy Jimbo D, aka Jimbo Slice, aka Jimmy Obama. And you can call me any one of those you want. But please do not call me no damn New Orleans Saint thing. This is Down Yonder Sports. Hey, baby, you can catch over there on Pound for Pound ATL every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. But tonight, we going to give Down Yonder Sports a little love. Because you know why? Y'all need it. Y'all want it. And guess what? You're going to get it. Dallas Cowboys is in the past. Chicago Bears, bring your ass. Big Mike, what's happening over there in Atlanta, baby? What's going on, big dog? What's up, man?
Hey man, it's a tough week, man. I'll be honest with you. It's a tough week to live in Atlanta. I think every Falcons fan would agree. Even if you're not a fan of the Falcons, you have a level of empathy for this team that is, that's heartfelt. But again, man, like I said, being heartfelt only gets you so far in football. And
No sir.
the thing I say about this week is that you know what, for as bad as we are with the Saints losing last. Let's be honest with you. The New Orleans Saints lost to the Las Vegas Raiders. So at the end of the day, I was already ready. Like I said, I had my trusty trash can here. You
That's
know,
right. There's no
ready to
question about
ready
it.
ready to throw the Falcons in there. But when I said that the Saints are 1-1, Tampa Bay is 1-1. We're 0-2. We still got a shot, man. So at the end of the day, we not here. We are not here to say you guys false optimism. That's not our thing.
No.
But we are here to be objective and to give you guys just some real level analysis from guys who love our DBN nation. We love our Dirty Birds. And like I said, this week, man, we we got to regroup this week. And I think we got a chance to regroup this week. But again, man, like I said, I know we could touch a little bit on the Cowboys and touch on the Bears a little bit. But, how you feeling right now, man? I mean,
I,
like I said,
I'm feeling real. I'm depressed. I'm frustrated. My anxiety is out of the roof. I can't sleep at night, and I feel like I just want to go over to the Atlanta Falcons organization, grab somebody by the tie, not the collar. I'm gonna grab him by the tie and slap the dog shit out of him because you are giving us something on the field, some product that we just cannot work with. And
yeah,
if you can stand on the sideline and watch that product up close in person, and we watching it on TV, but you can watch it up close in person and still deal with it. You got to look in the mirror and say, okay, is it me? At the end of the day, sit there and ask yourself, it might not be them. It's probably me. Sometimes you need to tell the truth to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Because if you lose to the Chicago Bears, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna have this thing on right here. I had it on earlier for the pound ATL. I'm gonna have this on because I'm gonna be embarrassed. I'm already kind of embarrassed anyway, but because I'm a Falcon for life and I ain't going nowhere, Mike the same way, and we ain't going nowhere. We're gonna be Falcons until the day we die. We trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, man. But you
right.
got to help us out here. We are not in this alone. You coaches, man, y'all got to step up and give us the benefit of the doubt.
It's true.
You got dirty bird nations out here. Is this Goodwill? Is this we shopping at Goodwill or we shopping at Neiman Market? Where we
Ooh,
shopping at?
man,
Give
man,
us a chance, man.
yeah.
Big Mike, and I know a frustration, Big Mike.
Yeah, yeah.
Before we get off before we get off up in the show, just go give me your thoughts real quick. If you gotta let some frustration out, big dog, have at it. Hey, everybody in Falcon Nation is ready to let out some frustration on somebody's ass. I don't know
Yeah.
who it is.
So you know the most frustrating thing that happened to me was the day after the game. It wasn't an onside kick that everybody talked about. The watermelon play.
The
Shout,
watermelon roll, yeah.
watermelon roll, exactly.
All
Shout out to pound for pound ATL for the watermelon roll because y'all they were on fire.
right.
But let me tell you something. You know one of the craziest things. Let me ask you something. Let's get angry together, and then we're gonna get calm, and then we're
Yeah,
gonna
we can
move
do
forward,
that.
and we're gonna
We
be
can do
objective.
that.
But let me ask you something. How do you, ESPN.com says this. Dan Quinn said this. Let me tell you something. Our commander in chief, Daniel Quinn, I'm going to call him Daniel Quinn.
Call him Dan.
We,
Don't call him
we,
Dan no more, yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Daniel Quinn said that, yeah, I don't think anybody's, I'm going to, make any coaching changes this week.
Yeah.
You don't think you're going to make any coaching changes this week. So the question is, Mr. Al, who do you think you are, Dan Quinn?
Right.
Who is Dan Quinn to say he's not gonna make any coaching changes when at the end of the day your job is hired? That's some hypocritical stuff going on in Flowery Branch right now. So you can say, hey, I'm not gonna make any changes right now when your seat is the hottest. What kind of leader are you, Dan Quinn? But because it ain't one that I'm confident in. It's not a guy that I feel like is going to right our ship. You know, I feel like
Right,
this ship
right.
is heading right into an iceberg, and it's not much that we can do as Falcon fans. And because of that, it's frustrating. So, I mean, let me ask you something. How do you feel about Dan Quinn saying, I'm not going to make any coaching changes this week? Like
That,
he's
that
just,
you know what that tell me, Mike? That tell me that's a manipulative person. You know, he's a pimp. He's pimping the Atlanta Falcons organization down to a T. You know what I mean? A lot of people can come in and talk the talk. I saw this on Hustle and Flow. I love this quote. A lot of people talk the talk, and a lot of people walk the walk. But some walkers like to talk the talkers and doing the walkers for them when they know damn well they ain't gonna walk at all. I love that quote from Hustle and Flow, and I think that's Dan Quinn in a nutshell. He like to talk the talk, and then he'll talk the walkers and the walking in form. Why do you think we don't have so many scapegoats over these years coming off the Super Bowl loss and then all this stuff? He fired coaches here and there because he done talk Dan. He done talk Arthur Blanks, Rich McKay, Tommy Dimitrov. He done talk them into a corner. They believe he pimping them. So they believe every word that come out of his mouth. But the Atlanta Falcon fans, DBN, Down Yonder Nation, Pound for Pound ATL family, y'all looking at this and y'all saying, "Oh, you can't pimp me, you can't trick me, you can trick them because that's the corporate people that ain't got nothing to do with what you got going on down on that field." At the end of the day, they just sit up there trying to watch the books roll in. Once that money start to fall apart, and now that Arthur Blanks done put out a book, and Home Depot done did all this during the pandemic. Arthur Blanks really ain't paying attention to what's going on down now. Rich McKay was the head of that damn stadium. He ain't paying attention to what's going on down now. I think y'all better get to start paying attention to him real quick, or we gonna turn our eyes away from Dan Quinn, okay? And we gonna start pointing the finger at your ass. Because at the end of the day, you sitting there, you won't let no bad tools go out of Home Depot now, would you? You gonna let Home Depot sell some bad tools? You gonna let Atlanta United kick some bad soccer balls? But you see him letting Dan Quinn put Isaiah Oliver on the field time after time. What Joe Wick doing? Not a goddamn thing. And Joe Wick, you can holler at me. You ain't doing nothing. They ain't letting you do nothing. You know why? Dan Quinn is in control. Dan Quinn took over the second half of that Dallas Cowboy game. That's why we lost. Raheem Morris, you can cross your arm and smut your mouth all you want to, but you ain't doing not a goddamn thing over in the Atlanta Falcons organization. And I can say that to your face as a man. I would tell you that if you want to meet me in person. Now we moving on to the Chicago Bears, Big Mike. Now let me tell you this, Mike. I'm gonna ask you this. We lose to the Chicago Bears. Where you gonna go? What you gonna do? What finger are you gonna point? Cause brother, we don't point the fingers at the players. Then we don't point the fingers at the coaches. It's really nobody else to point the finger to. And I hope we don't lose to the Chicago Bears down there. Do not get me twisted now. I hope we whoop their ass hands down. But if we lose to the Chicago Bears, Mike, who we point the finger at, big dog?
well, I think you nailed it because when you say that, I mean, you went as far as to say Dan Quinn might be pimping the organization, and
Pimp them hard.
I think that Dan Quinn is. I think you nailed it. I think Dan Quinn is walking around there with a cane, just
Got a cage.
and guess what? And guess what he got in his other hand? He got baby powder in his other hand. For anybody that want to challenge. So he got a cane and he got baby powder, and he's just doing all of that. So what I'm gonna do is, it's simple for me. I'm gonna grab his baby powder from him, and I'm gonna grab his cane. And listen. We're gonna do it in tandem. We're gonna play baseball with Dan Quinn. We're gonna throw the baby powder up. I'm gonna hit the cane, and I'm gonna just keep hitting the baby powder in his face.
Right.
And guess what? I'm gonna slap his head right out of Atlanta. Just get out of here, Dan. Go. Don't look back. No, stop looking back. Stop thinking about Flowery Branch. Think about Seattle. And I'm gonna tell Dan Quinn to go on back to Seattle, man, because the problem I have is that one person, like at the end of the day, and I don't like. I mean, I'm not a blamer though. I don't like. It's a team effort.
That's the wrong thing to do. You right. Go ahead.
It's like man, we all on that sinking ship, and it's like it reminds me. You know what the Falcons are like now? It's like watching Titanic, and it's like watching the violin players play the violin before the ship go down, and they know they know the ship is going
Yeah,
down. They know that their job is to play the violin, and you know what I feel like right now? That's what we're doing right now. We playing the violin right now, bro, because at the end of the day, guess what that iceberg is? Our iceberg is our defense, and we see it. We bro, we on a ship right now, and that iceberg right there is our defense. And our thing is to make sure that you know what I'm saying. We stay away from that iceberg, which is going to sink this ship, right? But
Right.
again, we don't do anything to navigate it. We see it, but we see it from 100 miles away, and we go right into the iceberg. That's what our defense looks like right now. We knew this year that it was time for our defense to take a step up, and I will give credit where credit is due. From a defensive line standpoint, I love what I see out of Tech. Tech, I almost apologize for all of the hard times that I gave you over the
Yep.
last 7, 8 weeks because
Cause you was
ultimately,
riding him. You was riding him.
and Tech, let me tell you something. You stayed off social media. You got your weight right. You got a nutritionist together, and you look like a completely different player. You look like a player. You look like that same guy that we drafted that said we're gonna get to the quarterback. And boy, you was for real. Now I didn't know it was gonna be your last season when everything was on the line, but what you said that day is starting to come true. So Tech, I ain't got no problem with you. Dante Fowler, no problem with you. Defensive line, no problem with you.
Oh no.
Foya Luakon, oh my
Good
God,
God Almighty.
no problem with you. Deion Jones, no problem with you. Linebackers, no problem with you. So the first seven, I ain't got no problem with you. But Jimbo, that leave us with about 4 or 5 guys that we do have problems. And
Right.
like my thing about it like this. I'm gonna go on one guy and then I'm gonna let you talk about the obvious guys. And it's Denard. Because I expected Denard to be the same player, that same lockdown nickel guy that we got from Cincinnati. And Denard has had some breakups. Don't get me wrong. Denard had a decent game, but I want to see more out of a dark horse Denard because it just seems like what happens is, bro, we get these players, they play for other teams, and Pro Football Focus loves them. But as soon as they put on a Falcons helmet and they got on black and red, and they see Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and they've been living in the city for some time, it's like they play decreasing. So my question is almost, it's like, why is it so comfortable to play in Cincinnati and be a good player, but when you come to Atlanta, it's just like your skills diminish. Did your skills stay in Cincinnati? But it's like, it's one of them questions about the secondary. Why is the secondary so doggone? Why are they still a liability after all these years? And I don't know what to call it. Like I said, Jimbo, you're a secondary guy. You talk about Joe Witt Jr. We talked about, Marquand Manuel. We talked about Richard Smith. Remember that defensive coordinator?
Yeah, no question about it. Yeah.
That's another guy forced out of town. But it's like, what's the problem with the secondary right now, man? Like
And
just focus on the secondary.
I'm finna say it, and I kind of touched it on our last show before we did the live the Tuesday. It's the lack of trust that the head coach has in a position coach player, right? So Joe Wick Jr., Raheem Morris, Jeff Arbor can say they can say whatever the hell they want to say. But
Right.
at the end of the day, when it's time to have that team meeting, and then the team meeting is over, the coaches go into their office and they have a coaches meeting. Down yonder, y'all listen to me now, because the team gonna get together first in the big old conference room, and then after they get done, they gonna send them back to their dorms, and then the coaches gonna go have their meeting, and then then Dan Quinn gonna say, Joe, what you feel about this player and that player? Well, I feel about this player, how I feel about that player, and then Dan Quinn got in the position to say, Jay or nay, right? I don't feel good about him. I don't like him. He's not doing it. He's not gonna do it. And you're gonna do it the way I tell you to do it, even though you don't put your opinions into the basket, right? So what I'm seeing is Isaiah Oliver is a Richard Sherman wannabe, and Dan Quinn trying to just make Joe Wick Jr. and Raheem Morris turn him into somebody he's not. You can't make a player be somebody if they ain't got no heart. If they ain't got no damn want. This man ain't got no damn want. This man ain't got the. This man do not have the emotional stability to be a player that will make him go to the upper echelon level as a defensive back. He ain't got no heart. How the fuck you gonna keep beating on the same, keep getting beat on the same route and not make no play on that shit? How you gonna do that? It's no way. Look here, Mike. And down yonder, I want y'all to think about this. If you bad at something, you gonna do everything you can to get better at that, right? And if you got somebody in your corner that gonna help you get better at that, you're gonna listen to them, right? But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, if somebody above that person that's helping you tell you, look, I don't give a damn what you do for this person, it's not gonna do no good. Even though you know that you can help that person, you ain't gonna help that person no more. You're gonna step to the side. And that's what is happening. Dan Quinn, head honcho. Secondary is lackluster because he's trying to make the secondary be something it's not when he don't hire players to make the people he drafted and shit look good. You
Right.
trying to make you trying to turn a nickel into a dollar, but you
Right.
ain't got no money in your pocket.
Right.
Isaiah
Right.
Oliver is a penny with a
No.
hole in it.
Yeah,
You
but
what the fuck, man?
I agree. I agree. And I think, you know what, like I said, I was talking to JR about this, and he was like, man, how you throw Arthur Blank in this? But it's like, Arthur Blank, look at it like this. Every time we draft a cornerback in the second round, they don't pan out. That's been one of the biggest detriments for our defense over the last couple of years, right? Because look at it like this. Robert Alford, right? Second round guy, decent guy, but ultimately he hurt us more than he helped us. Now, again, if you exclude the game against the New England Patriots when he made the interception and made Tom
Yeah,
Brady
yeah,
miss,
yeah,
and
yeah.
which was great and all that kind of stuff.
That'd have been
if you
Marquand Manuel. Go
if you
ahead.
exclude, yeah, exactly. If you exclude that game, I mean, he had a lot of games where he hurts. Don't get me wrong, he still made the All Decade team, but Robert Alford, who barely got picked up by the Arizona Cardinals, made our All Decade team. I think. Look at the story franchise. Jim, I mean, let's look at the teams that have won. The Seahawks, lockdown corner. Patriots, lockdown corner. Who am I? Throw some more Super Bowl winners. I mean, shit.
Oh,
The
Stephen Gilmore over there with the
Come
Patriots.
on, bro. Look at the San Francisco 49. Even Richard Sherman at almost 32 years old,
They're
lockdown
good,
corner.
yeah, for that Super Bowl, yeah.
And guess who our best corner is at the Atlanta Falcons? A rookie, AJ Terrell.
Can you believe that, Mike? Can you believe that fucking shit? A rookie is our best corner right now. Can you believe that? I can't, cause we thought they was gonna target him more, didn't we?
And guess what? And you know what? Listen, not only is he one of our best defenders, I mean, covering the ball, I mean, he one of our best tacklers too, because he made a tackle on Zeke last week that I was really impressed with. I was impressed with the tackle. He made an open field on Zeke, and I think he is going to continue to be that guy. But guess what? Look at it like this. At the end of this season, when we look at the secondary and we look at the way the secondary could potentially be next year, right? Who is going to be our leader next year? AJ Terrell. To be honest with you, we don't know what Ricardo Allen's going to do, and Ricardo Allen is griping about playing time already. We don't know what he's going to do. He's hurt right now. He hurt his elbow. I'm sure he'll be back. But again, I it's looking. You know what? Again, we need to beat the Chicago Bears this week, because if we don't beat the Chicago Bears this week, just letting y'all know, Downyoundersports, we're gonna start the reconstruction process, and we just gonna ask y'all to tune in, because at the end of the day, we Dirty Birds family,
That's right.
and it's not all bad. But I will say this: we got a lot of work to do to get on track this year. We got a chance to get on track this year. Saints losing, Tom Brady a little bit older, because I wouldn't say that. Let's be honest. Let's look around the NFC for a second. Tom Brady, they jumped out on the Carolina Panthers, but again, if you really look at how the Bucks beat them, I mean, they didn't beat them. They didn't beat them. They didn't beat them down. Tom Brady took a lot of hits that game. Um, true enough, Tom Brady was able to throw the ball around and all that kind of stuff. But again, these people are beatable. Drew Brees last night against the Las Vegas Raiders looked beatable. He looked older. Come on, man. Look, we got two
Yeah.
43-year-old quarterbacks. I don't give a doggone how good they are. Michael Jordan was 41 when he played for the Wizards. He was still Michael Jordan. He was still capable of scoring points, but he was still 41 years old. So, same thing with Tom Brady. Same thing with Drew Brees. Goats, greats, been amazing for a long time. But again, we have the defensive line, Jimbo, that can get to the quarterback. And I think having a defensive line that can get to the quarterback makes me wonder. Okay, so this, I get mad again. Hold on. We got
Yeah,
the
yeah.
defensive
Calm
line.
down now. Calm down now.
We
Just
got the
calm down.
defensive.
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
we got the defensive line, but not at least looking on the waiver wire for Aqib Talib or a veteran to kind of help these guys out, man. Because the problem is we don't have anybody with Isaiah Oliver off the field. Bleedy Ray Wilson. I mean, we talk about Bleedy Ray, but I mean, what is Bleeder Ray giving us? To be honest with you,
But
you know what I
but
mean?
well, who's gonna save us, right? Sheffield, maybe. But who's gonna save the Atlanta Falcons secondary?
Bleeder
That's
Ray.
a huge question. And they thought Joe Wick Jr. was gonna do it. You're gonna
Yeah,
put it solo on the coach, but you can't give him the power, the manpower. When he was over there in Green Bay, he ran the shit like he wanted to run it. That's what people are missing here right now. That coach Mike McCarthy gave him the power to run that secondary the way he wanted to run it. He
Right.
was he was the he was the defensive back coach and the defensive passing coordinator at the same time. Now
True.
over here at Atlanta, he's not. You got two defensive coordinators. You
Yeah.
got Jeff Albrecht calling first and second down, and then you got Raheem Morris calling third down, and then Dan Quinn taking over. It's just a disarray over there.
Yeah.
You ain't
Yeah.
gave nobody no point of attorney at all. You just let the motherfucking you just letting everything run them up. Now how you gonna get into a groove? How you gonna call a defense as a secondary coach? Well shit, you ain't even got no power. Come on, Mike. You see what I'm saying?
I agree. I mean, I think that's why, you know what? I think that's why, you know what? We need to see how the Falcons regroup, because the problem with this team is
What kind of regrouping though? You should have regrouped since the Seahawks game.
I
What
agree.
we talking about? Regroup. You
I
had two games to regroup, Mike. What we gonna
okay.
regroup about?
So
What
I
you
say
gonna
this.
regroup about?
I'll say this. I think that one thing that we've shown is that blitzing Deion Jones more, blitzing
Yeah,
Michael Walker more,
yeah,
blitz for
yeah.
Olakun getting hurt, bro. It's a much different game, right?
Right,
Our
yeah.
linebackers have shown the ability to make plays. So it might look a little bit weird. So what does it look like to me? A little bit weird. Defensive line continuing to overachieve
Overachieve.
and blitz the linebackers. Get used Foy Olakun's smarts. Now you talk about something. Now we talk about how smart Ricardo Allen is. He still ain't smart as Foy Olakun. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna tell you something. Foy Olakun is smart as Ricardo Allen, but listen, Foy Olakun has gotten. Come on, man. Look at them turnovers he got.
No question about it.
He,
I know
he,
it.
he took Zeke. He took the ball out of Zeke's hands and said, "Give me the ball out of Zeke Elliott's hand." Right. So it's like the ability is there. You know what I'm saying? I just think that where we're gonna struggle, what is still the biggest problem we have is that secondary, and
No question.
that's why we so down, bro. Like, to be honest with you, outside of the onside kick, the biggest problem is this: when Dallas recovered the onside kick, we didn't believe in the defense. That's what
Mm.
it comes down to.
No, no, yeah, that just rolled down to Dan Quinn not trusting no hit. I ain't gonna say nobody. The two corners. Okay, you don't suppose you trust that rookie. That's a gimme. But the rookie is giving you better than the guy that been there for 3 years.
Right.
And you keep putting him in the goddamn game. You just keep letting him play. You are we looking to draft a defensive back next year in the first round? Yes. I put that
Yeah.
out on Twitter about 3 weeks ago, and somebody said, Jimmy, no. I said, no, yes, we do. The first round next year, we need to drop a defensive back. Isaiah Oliver, guess what, Isaiah Oliver? You need to pack your shit. It's plain and simple now. Because listen here, Downyoung. At your job right now, if you ain't doing good, you filing up, excuse me, you filing up, right? Your boss is gonna come in there and he gonna tell you, look here, man, it's been the second week you've been doing this bullshit. You gotta go, right? Dan Quinn, if you the boss over there, Joe Wick Jr., you got Raheem Morris and Jeff Albrecht, and ain't nobody fired this guy.
Yeah.
Somebody is pimping somebody, man. You try to save face some kind of way.
Yeah.
Isaiah Oliver, at the end of the day, his ass got to go. And Isaiah Oliver, if you see this show, I want to let you know I can play defensive back better than you with my goddamn eyes closed. You got to go. You got the height, you got the size, you got all this attributes, man. I don't give a damn about no attributes. You got some hard. Because at the end of the day, in the secondary, you got to have some hard. He ain't got no hard. He sit down and eat crackers and cheese crackers all day. He ain't got no heart. His ass got to go. And
Right.
Dan Quinn, if y'all don't get rid of him, hey, us at Dirty Bird Nations, Down Yonder Sports, shout out to Pound for Pound ATL, we are going to start to revolt. We are going to start to let you know. That's why we created this channel. That's why a lot of people on YouTube create channels to let you know what that media is doing over there. They soft as hell too. They about to soft as Isaiah Oliver. His ass has got to go. Y'all not asking them hard questions though. You don't want me to be no media question person over there for the for the Atlanta Falcons, because I asked them hard questions. Why in the hell is Isaiah Oliver still playing on a professional football team when I can play defensive back better than him? And if you see this, hit me up on Twitter at Jimmy Obama and let me know. Tell me you better than me, and I'm in shape. Goddamn it, I can come out there and play with some players right now. Your ass ain't no good, and you got to go. Playing in the Pac-10, at the University of Colorado. You didn't even go to a good Pac-10 school. You went to the University of Colorado. Get the hell out of here. Go to the SEC and get you a real motherfucking corner. Stop bringing these motherfuckers out of the Pac-10 and thinking they're gonna play just because they pass the ball a lot in the Pac-10. If you
Yeah.
think you think he's gonna be a good corner coming out of the Pac-10 because Sherman came out of the Pac-10, you are dead wrong. Now, Mike, I'm getting fired up. I'm about to get pissed off here because I know what's going on over there,
But I
and I
mean, but
know
you're right though.
the
Hey,
skin
hey,
of the
hey,
snake.
hey, listen. You ain't doing number preacher right now because if you think about it right now, how many SEC corners have we drafted early? Like these, I mean, these Tre'Davious Whites,
Come on now,
you know,
come on,
I mean,
Big Mike.
you name them, you name them. We
Look
don't
what
have.
Henderson. Look what Henderson doing down there in Jacksonville right now.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Repping.
as expected, and I think, see, that's my problem. So, like I said, Jr. disagreed with me when I said, hey, I think Arthur Blank got a little bit to do with this because it goes into what he will allow as opposed to what Thomas
Sure,
Dimitroff
right.
is telling him. Because at the end of the day, they see these guys out of the Pac-10, like you said, they looking for the next Richard Sherman, and the next Richard Sherman is not walking through that door. We
Nope.
tried that with Desmond Trufant. Desmond Trufant was a decent corner, and don't get me wrong,
Another
he
pack
got
team.
he got progressively worse. There was a point with Desmond Trufant, nobody was throwing to his side, but that was a point. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be honest with you. If you look at it in the offseason, he signed with the Detroit Lions. It wasn't like the Super Bowl contenders was coming to go get this guy. He signed with
Come
the
on.
Detroit Lions, and I'm shout out to them for taking on his contract because I would have done that. But again, like I said, to your point, Robert Alford, you're a tryhard guy, Southeastern Louisiana. Like I said, until we get starting caliber corners who have the mindset a Patrick Peterson type guy, a dog, like I said,
SEC.
or at worst, a guy at Ohio State who has won, who has played in the Big Ten and
Yeah, but they
has
play ACC, SEC teams in the NCAA
right
playoff. Go ahead.
because I think at the worst you say AJ Terrell, he played in the ACC, he played against lesser receivers, but at the end of the day, let me tell you something. AJ Terrell stepped up and has played in big games and has made big time plays in big time games. And at the end of the day, my motto is simple: big time players make big time plays in big time games. And at the end of the day, he went to the NFL and he's starting to make plays. 79.3 percent pro football focus for
Yes, it
a
is. Yep.
rookie. I love it. At the end of the day, you know what? I'm gonna take a step back on AJ Terrell. I think he was a little starstruck the first game, but I think he looked like a guy that was much more confident, much more focused, making open field tackles, and he looks like a guy that we could build around. But you got
Right.
to give him
No
a partner.
question.
And at the end of the day, until we give AJ Terrell a partner, I just don't feel confident that we're gonna be able to stop anybody unless it's a game where we just kill Trubisky. This game where we just freaking,
And
6, 7 sacks. But these boys 2-0. They coming in town
they
2-0.
2-0. Yeah, that's what I was about to say, Mike. They 2-0, big dog. And
Sure.
you got to stop Ty Montgomery, who led the Chicago Bears in receiving and rushing last week to beat the team that not much like Lexa, but shit, we just lost to the Dallas Cowboys, which
Right.
really wasn't that good with the Waterman in the row, which really wasn't
Without
that good.
right, we lost to the Dallas Cowboys without a starting left tackle, without a
Oh,
starting
they
guard,
had, yeah.
without a starting right tackle, without a
Oh yeah,
starting tight end, without a starting linebacker.
linebacker. Yeah, that's
So
right, Mike. Yeah.
so and like I said, bro, I'll leave you with this because I'm calm now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I'm
good
calming
job.
down.
Good
But I'll
job.
tell you this though, like I said, good teams don't blow 20-point leads. You know what I'm saying? Good teams, if they're behind by 12 points, they still have a chance to get back in the game. When the
That's right.
Seahawks went up on us, I didn't feel like we had a chance to get back in the game. Even though we went back and forth, I just felt like they did enough to keep us at
Keep
bay.
us out, yeah.
And Russell Wilson was able to shake everybody's hand and was like, all right, guys, I'm going to go back to Seattle now. With us, up 20-0. I mean, fumbles, it's like, all right, that's our week, bro. Because we were always the team that, dang, man, he fumbled the ball. Devontae Freeman fumbled the ball again.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
man, we
yeah,
got.
yeah, yeah.
So, Jimmy, if you need no better example, think about the Kansas City game a couple years ago when Eric Berry beat us by himself. Remember
By
the year he beat us by his
SEC.
doggone self, man.
SEC.
He picked up a fumble. He got a kick return, and that was when the Kansas City Chiefs didn't have Patrick Mahomes. That was when it was like, oh yeah, we got a Kansas City Chiefs this week. We about to run through them. We're gonna move on to the next team. But if you look at it, those are teams, man. Like I said, you look at those examples, Kansas City Chiefs, stuff like that. This is a team that cannot hold a lead and cannot come back from adversity. And that goes into coaching, that goes back into our style, that goes back into trying to feed Todd Gurley, trying to play action fake everybody, and thinking that we just gonna get on top of everybody. So I think, to be honest with you, the team, I'll be real with you. Now, we are not as good as Matt Ryan is not as good as he was against the Seahawks, but he is not as well. No, let me not use Matt Ryan. Horrible example. The defense is as bad against the Seahawks as it is with the Cowboys. But I think this will actually be the best defensive performance that we put together because we've tried everything. We tried off cut,
Lord knows.
but as long as Isaiah Oliver is still on the field, I just don't know. I just don't know. And I think that's why all of Dirty Bird Nation, all of DBN this week is just kind of like, hey man, if you got any signs of enthusiasm, let's just rise it. But like I said, at the end of the day, we got it, like you said, Jimbo. We got our opinions. They got theirs. But it's on the Falcons this week, man. It ain't on us. We got the passion.
It definitely on them, but Mike, if they lose to the Chicago Bears, I'm gonna be one pissed off Atlanta Falcons. You understand me? Because at the end of the day, we've been Dirty Birds this long. We still here. We still putting out content. We still rhyme with these boys, but they keep giving us the same thing over and over again.
I agree.
Can't go nowhere. We kind of stuck in the corner because I ain't switching no teams. You
Nah.
get the hell on with that shit. You can back up off me about me switching up teams. You got me fucked up. Jimbo ain't going nowhere. I can promise you that.
Absolutely. We ain't going nowhere. We're gonna ride for these boys, man, because you know what? At the end of the day, we've been here through 3-13 seasons. We've been through multiple 7-9 seasons. We've been through Super Bowl. We still right here. And if you're looking at this video, you still right here. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. And this is almost like a closing thought. I ain't even gonna go into closing thought this week because I'm gonna tell you something. I got you. Closing thoughts. But I'll tell you this, you Saints fan, LSU Saints, let me call you out real quick. Because I noticed that you found our page and you like to dislike every page that we have because we support the Falcons. At the end of the day, we don't go around the Saints content fans talking about how they lost to the Las Vegas Raiders last night and your quarterback looked like he was 54 years old instead of 44 years old, which is his age. So just a shout out to you to stay on your page. We're gonna stay on our page. We don't like the Saints around here. And at the end of the day, if Saints fans, y'all want to come in the comments, at the end of the day, now listen, you got the team. The team handle things one way, but the fans, we handle things another way. And as a Saints fan, if you want to come into a Falcons group and talk noise, we here for you. So
we here for you, and we'll solely comfort you. But this is Down Yonder Sports. It's your boy Jimbo Dean, aka Jimbo Slay, aka Jimmy O'Bum. And you can call me any one of those you want. But please do not call me no damn New Orleans Saints fan. Catch you over there on our Big Brother channel down pound for pound ATL every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna talk some noise. We're gonna live it up. Because at the end of like you said, Mike, hey, we got the Chicago Bears coming up. Stop Ty Montgomery. Let's get it. We will be back. I'm sorry, pound for pound ATL. We ain't been, shout out to Mike for dropping a little bit. We've been a little busy, but we back on now. Come on now. Let's handle this shit. Let's handle this like men. We're back on. So we're gonna start giving y'all some stuff down there almost every week if we can.
Yes, sir.
No doubt about it. On to the Chicago Bears. Matt Ryan keep whooping ass. And Dirk Cutter, I'll fight you. Anyway. We will try to catch y'all next week. Be frosty, have fun. Let's get ready for the Chicago Bears. And I'm gonna try to give y'all a show from Vegas. I'm finna be in Vegas here. I'm finna try to give y'all a show in Vegas, big dog.
Hey man,
like, share, and subscribe.
Give me a show. Hey, when you go in Vegas, as soon as you get to Vegas, go live.
You already know I'm gonna hit you.
I gotta live through you. Anyway, Down Yonder Sports Nation. Love y'all again. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Check us out another week. We gonna keep coming with it. Y'all stay with us. And again, if there are any kind of shows y'all want us to talk about, anything y'all want to hear, again, we do it for y'all. United, well, y'all don't want to talk about United. Braves, we got some playoffs coming up soon. So we might get y'all some break.
We finna gear up for that, Mike. Get ready.
So y'all stay thirsty, man. We're gonna keep you know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep goddamn giving y'all that good drink, man. So y'all have a good week. We're gonna rise up and shoot, man. Take these boys home, Jimbo.
All right, big dog. Catch me and Mike. Catch us on Twitter at Jimmy Obama. Catch him on Twitter at Mike Dub _ MIKE _ DUB. Catch me on Twitter at Jimmy Obama. We'll catch y'all next week. Get ready for the Chicago Bears. Let's whoop some ass. Adios.
Peace out.